woods and a bit of spring. Yeah, like when you come to events like this, you know, it's a good time to sort of just dress up because then you're presenting yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And you love to dress up.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
When I go to the day job, I know what I want.
Yeah, very lovely. I like your shirt. Yeah, it's really nice. No, I love it.
Love a bit of colour.
Yeah.
Everyone at work either in grey or brown or nice to see. No.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you work?
I work in Fareham and it's lovely. I do Reiki in my outside of my love and you can't really do it. Crystals, but I work in an office and we publish car regulations.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I'm
manufacturing place.
Yeah, it's a subscription.
Compliance.
Yes.
Yeah.
They car manufacturers buy from us. They've got the regulations.
Yeah.
They build their cars from whichever country.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
lovely.
good.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, they've got great things.
Oh, yeah.
I might just find out which one is possible.
Because they're one size, aren't they?
See, I was just going to check what time we just
Yeah.
said
You want thought.
Oh, yeah, because they said yeah. Oh, well, that's what we're going to do. No, no, it's not. Oh, it says yeah, I guess we'll see what we've got. No, I was going to put that well, knowing what the I think since everybody's coming in, I'll just give a couple of minutes and start my class. Yeah, I really asked last week to do this. It's a great hypnotherapy, so you don't really get to experience hypnosis. I don't mind just talk about how to reframe your mind to the NLP. Yeah, don't worry. It's fine, it's not If you want to put down the details, I can email you afterwards with an MP3 that you can listen to. Okay, but they can sit here.
They're teenagers, but
Yeah.
now I leave
But they might enjoy it, but yeah. But if you need to go out, I'll understand. But the group necessarily is the end part, so there'll be exercises in between. So they might want to enjoy that because it's suggestibility stuff. Okay. If you want to email you on thanks. And I'll just give it 1 minute and then if you want to read them forward. We've not really got all the details yet. And then we move them back, so we're in Joe dance. So everybody's warming up.
It's quite a treat properly, just really, yeah, but we always bump into each other at the
Is this where your personalities come out? Just so I'm waiting. I know some of you have already spoken to. Who here has already had hypnosis? And have you done group hypnosis? Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's cool. But nobody in has done group hypnosis. So it could be slightly different for you, but just shouldn't be that much different from experience. It's just that you're sharing. I'll make a start, and I think everybody here. So welcome everybody. I'm Charlotte Phillips. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, an NLP practitioner, a senior linguistic programming practitioner. And I run a practice called What Is Your Story? Hypnotherapy.co.uk. I could read your body language. I also work at Lloyd's Banking Group, so I've been doing a lot of group hypnotherapy in corporations. So I've had over 1,500 Lloyd's employees attend my group hypnosis courses. So if you think about financial services, day jobs, quite risk averse, you know, all of that. And if you start bringing like risk averse things into your private life, it might not suit. You know, it's very good for the day job, but you know, you might start worrying about all the implications, like crossing the road, for example, and things like that. So with hypnotherapy, there's many things that you can, it can help with. I don't like to, sorry, I thought you had your hands up. So with hypnotherapy, it's all about the change that you desire, rather than thinking about a problem that you have or an issue. It's like reframing that image. So I'm going to do a few exercises before I go into a lot more descriptions and that. So the first exercise, if you want to like to join in, you can do sitting down. It's just with your fingers. Just hold them in front of your eyes and just look at your forefingers, and then move your forefingers, with still looking at them, round to your ears. And then just keep doing it, and eventually you should see your fingers by your ears. And this exercise is really good to do if you've been sat at the computer for a while, like whether it's a laptop doing loads of work, or looking at a screen. It breaks your state, and you'll realise you have more options. It's widening your perception, so you'll see more options around you. So if you're stuck on a problem and you want to find out more solutions, and you're just looking, and you've been looking ahead a lot, by doing this exercise, it can really open up your options, open up your perception. As an exercise you can do anywhere. It's not really but it helps to just change your state. So most of you now, and eventually when you're doing it, you can actually see your fingers behind your head, which is kind of bonkers. But fun as well. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But it's a good exercise, and when I do group events, whether online or face-to-face, it's especially good online as well. It's just remembering that you can always change your options by changing your state of mind. Another exercise, if, those who are able to stand up, let's stand up, this is called magnetic palms. And if you've been on like to a magic show, you might experience something like this. I'm not going to do magic. This is called a suggestibility test, and it just is about how suggestible you are to the words that I give, the suggestions I give. So if you hold out your arms like this, please, thank you, and then the space in between your left palm and your right palm, just focus on that space that you have in between your palms. And now close your eyes. That's wonderful. And now, still focusing on that space between your left and your right palm, just imagine there's a pull, a magnetic pull between your palms. And you can really feel the left palm being pulled to the right, that real strong magnetic pull. Your right palm getting closer and closer to your left palm. That's it. And really feel that pull between your palms. The left being pulled to your right getting closer and closer to the left. Really feel that pull. That's wonderful. Now open your eyes and look at your hands, where they are, the space in between. And now look around you at where everybody else is at. Everybody's different. Everybody had the same suggestions, but each one of us have interpreted them in different ways. We're all very different, very unique. And this is another one about perceptions, suggestions. And while I've got the phone up, I'll do one more. And this one is got a heavy bucket. Imagine you've got an iron bucket on the right arm. And on your left arm, put the palm up to the ceiling. You have some balloons on it, some helium balloons all tied to your wrist. Close your eyes. Excellent. That's wonderful. Just imagine this iron bucket on your right arm sitting heavier and heavier. It's full of sand, and more sand is being pulled into it. It's getting heavier and heavier. More sand is being pulled in. You can really feel gravity pulling your arm down to the ground. Right arm is getting heavier and heavier. Just feel that pull down with the iron bucket full of sand, getting heavier and heavier. Really heavy. That's it. Now with your left arm, just imagine you have lots and lots of helium balloons tied to your left arm. Left palm, your arm is getting lighter and lighter. lighter, really floating. Just imagine how light and floaty it feels, floating higher and higher, as if it's going to reach the ceiling. Just allowing your left arm to float up higher and higher, really high now. That's it. That's amazing. And just open your eyes and see where your arms are, and where everybody else's arms. And you might have felt that they might have moved more or less than where they are now, which is really bizarre, isn't it? And again, everybody's following the same suggestions. Thanks for that. Sit down now. If you were going to imagine, these are some of the suggestibility tests they were doing, so if you don't be up on stage, don't get involved. And when I work one-to-one with clients, I do these exercises. It helps build up rapport, trust, and you feel more comfortable for when you have to do the more hypnotic work with your eyes closed, and the trust has been built, so you can get used to my language, and I can get used to how your body language is and how comfortable you are closing your eyes, because some people aren't comfortable closing their eyes, and what language resonates with you. So I get to learn the words that resonate more, because if I'm speaking, even English, but using totally different language than you're used to, you say, no, it's not working for me. and so it's building up all of that rapport. And with hypnosis, it's bridging that gap between, the subconscious and the conscious. I always feel awkward about that, because when I train with Adam Eason, he's like, even though he's got a really hard book about the subconscious, there's no such thing, and there's no science that has, we have two minds of science, subconscious and conscious, but it's the best way of explaining that that's the part of the brain that hypnosis helps in. So it's able to get all of our programs out of the way, our conscious thoughts, because we have about 40,000 thoughts a day. I don't know how many, whoever counted them, but it's a lot. and if you're, trying to focus on that change that you desire, whatever it might be that you want to be more confident. It might be you want to go on a flight, drive a car, lose weight, all of these things, or go to the dentist and be pain-free. You'll have all these other thoughts that go in your mind of, supposing this happens and that happens, and before you know it, you might cause more anxiety, more stress. Whereas with the hypnosis, it bypasses all of those thoughts, so you can just focus on that change. So if you think about when you're a baby, or you see a baby, sorry if you don't remember, they don't just go from being in the arms to walking. So they would focus on that one thing, like they might see their siblings or adults walking around, and then they just really, they struggle. They really put that focus on with moving, crawling, and eventually, they've got their hands, and they're like trying out. And you could be talking to that toddler, but they're just focused on, I'm just moving, because they haven't got any other things interrupting that process. And then they just get on and do it. Now as adults, we've got so many things in our minds, so many things that we're practicing, we want to learn, and to try and focus on one thing gets a lot harder. So using things like meditation and hypnosis to help quiet your mind. So with meditation, it's more quiet your mind, you're connecting with your inner self. With hypnosis, you can either do it yourself, where you've prepared like a pattern of suggestions in your mind and affirmations, and you can focus that way, or you can work with a hypnotherapist so that you're there facilitating the change to get you to where you want to be. And so you can really focus on where you want to be, what those steps are. So does anybody want to give me any examples of things they'd like to overcome, change with hypnosis, so I can give you some case studies?
Parking,
Driving, and what was the other one?
not one car, 3 times a night.
Okay, I can't start the minute.
Just shut that door.
Yes, thank you. So with driving, and that is that driving per sound or driving confidently and not worrying about, like most ways? really, really common in that one. And so it's thinking about, so with hypnosis, so somebody came to me about, you know, I can drive, but I just get really anxious about driving on motorways.
Well, it's at the moment it's everything. I lost my licence 2.5 years ago for a brain tumour, and I've just got it back. The licence, not the brain tumour.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done.
Yeah. And so I've been driving for years, but with all that time out, I just need to.
Yes, so be confident really, and revisiting.
Yeah.
So it'd be things like, what are you thinking now? You know, what are your fears, what your stresses. So you might want to write those down. So the things that are holding you back. So how valid are they? You know. So you know, it might be, I'm really worried about crashing. Have you ever crashed the car? No. That kind of thing. So if you haven't, then you'll be like, that's not a valid reason. So you're worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. You're bringing that into your present tense, and you really want to focus on your present tense. So that's one thing you can do. And then it's like looking at your values. What do you feel about driving? What's the benefits of you driving? You could be your freedom. You know, you feel more independent. You might get a better job. You know, you can drive to the airport, go on holiday when you want. All of these things. And you want to embed that in, and then the journey you've got to take. So it would be like going out with say your husband if he drives, and so you've got somebody in the car to make you feel comfortable, but playing in your mind the journey. So you know, you've got loads of things available online now, so you could look up the journey. You can most probably do it in like so it's like a film, you know, in that version. So you can watch where you're going, you know where to turn, how many roundabouts there are. I mean, AA lists it all, so it'd be like replaying all that. And then with the hypnosis part, I would walk you through that. So imagine you're going to your safe destination. So I would have done that homework, and I would talk you through each journey, knowing how confident you are, how many years experience of driving you had previously. And that everybody on the road is really happy, and it's the best scenario ever, but there's no road rage, which I know it isn't. Yeah. But you know, it's all those benefits, and you know that you're safe. It's your car, you know that everything's safe about it. You've got your favourite music on, you know, all of these things that you really embed that best experience. And so in hypnosis, you're, you know, like you're rehearsing that journey. And if you find that you're getting uncomfortable or anything, it's what's that uncomfortable feeling about? So then it's like, what is there stress? Is there something else that's happened? So it could be to do with what you've gone through. And that might be another change to work on. Do you see what I mean? Because
I never thought about our daughter died 3 years ago. And we both got stage 4 cancer, so we want to get out and about. I've just got my wills back. But because she died so easily in a freak situation, I keep thinking I could be driving along, and then suddenly, and it's not founded really, is it? Like you said.
No, but then I would say that there's the driving part and there's the grief, and so there's
separate.
Yeah, and most people when they come to me. And not just me, other hypnotherapists and other therapists will find this as well, is that you'll have one thing you want to change, you want to focus on, but there's usually other things that are present, come in and sit down, that happen, you know, and we don't realise it. So it could be that, I mean, there's one that's quite common for people that want to, you know, might have an eating disorder around that, is that they might have forgotten that one of their parents, especially the mother, might be in hospital for a period of time. And if you're a young child, you've got that abandonment, and it could only be a day or two, but it's enough for a child to hold on and then have like eating disorder, you know, because that's the only way they can express, I don't know what's going on. And it might not manifest till years later, that abandonment. You know, so there's loads of things that people could come to you about, so I want to lose weight, but actually it could be grief that's in there, loads of other things. So yeah, so that hopefully will help. But with this, and it's practice as well, because it's getting us your mind in that calm space, so that the stories that aren't working for you, you're rewriting and playing the ones that do work for you. Thank you. And so with the sleep, it could be what you put into your body. So I'm actually running a sleep research at the moment, and it's free if anybody wants to join. It's like 3 weeks, but you can start with 3 weeks whenever you want. And so 80% of what we put in our body goes to our mind. So if you're, and I'm not saying you are or anybody is, but a lot of us don't realise that the food that we're getting from the supermarket has lots of preservatives in it, lots of sugar, so that means if we're getting spikes from sugar, it's not really good for us, and then our dopamine's being kind of not naturally, not naturally being triggered, and so then if you're not having a good night's sleep, your serotonin is not being triggered, so it means your cortisol will go up, and there needs to be a balance, between your cortisol and your serotonin. So it's about having more fresh air, thinking about the food you're having. So if you're waking up in the night, are you eating a lot of citrus? You could be having orange juice, something like that. Citrus is known to irritate the bladder, so you start just keeping a food diary and thinking, I won't have that for about a week because it will take a while to go through your body. Is it some teas or coffees that you're having? Those kind of things. And just noticing all your hello.
No, because I've had this as well, but I made some changes.
Yeah.
So now I have green tea before bed, and I put cloves in it as well.
Really good.
Magnesium supplement, and I use lavender spray, and it's helped.
It is just doing these things. So
Yeah.
I've created which you won't be able to see from there, but I can pass it around, which is on my website as well. It's like a tube map, and it's all of these things that you don't have to change all of them. It's just like,
Not having coffee or
absolutely, like caffeine is in a lot of foods as well. It's not just in coffee, and it's really reading the ingredients. So it's about what you put in our body, and then making sure you're doing the exercise. Please do that. Making sure you're doing the exercise. So I'll pass that on.
What I find extraordinary is that I think it's where it's almost 2 minutes. It's two or three times.
So you're running a program?
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. It's all, I take on board they're all valid.
We won't know. Yeah.
But I just think it's all what's going on in my head, because second guess, we're awake for the first time now, 2:35.
So when you go to sleep, do you have it in your mind, I will be awake at 2:35?
No, I'm not trying to make that sort of suggestion.
No. Because you're saying it's always the same time.
So then it might change. It might change, and then we go through a phase of me going my own. It's like a different time, but it's just
Yeah, well, there's a few things I do. There's the stuff that's on that tube map, like scrolling on your phone, at night time and in the morning. It's disrupting your thoughts. So especially before bedtime, it can trigger anxiety and stress, the lights and everything. And also you're not being proactive on the information you're receiving. How often do you pick up your phone and go, I'm going to do one thing on it? You might be paying a bill, or just going to check, or just message somebody. And then before you know it, you haven't done what you're doing because you've seen the notifications, or you've somehow pressed Facebook, and then before you know, you're scrolling on a different subject, and then you're being reactive to what you're seeing. And it can upset you because you didn't choose to look at that. It's a bit like watching, flicking through the channels, and then all of a sudden you see a horror movie. Straight away you've got that image in your mind before you go to sleep. And it's thinking about being more proactive with our thoughts. It's taking the phone out of the bedroom so then you're not tempted in the morning to start your day on a reactive thoughts as well. So you wake up, you know, ideal situation, stretch, you know, gratitude for waking up, being happy, got loads of energy, and just saying how you want to be, rather than how you actually feel. So if you're feeling, I'm really tired and oh, God, that's an awful night's sleep, you're going to start your day on a different energy level, and you're really sending yourself back.
I caught myself saying some, you know, some fairly horrible experiences several times. And you haven't even, it's not even 7:30 yet, Sue, and you've sworn to yourself several times already. Just because I just got tired and fed up.
Absolutely,
And I'm not a happy person.
No, I can see
and
that.
then that can, and I can shed that off and get into the momentum. But I'm huffing and puffing, and it's time to get up, and I've got things to do, and I'm not enjoying it.
No.
You spend loads of time away from the night.
Absolutely, yeah. You were going to say something.
Also, when like, you put your head on the pillow, I don't know about anyone else, it's the time you overthink about stuff during the day, and even like you think about something years ago that happened, and like, what am I thinking about that? And then you think about what you've got to do the next day, and then.
But that's it, it's like catching those thoughts. So, with the hypnosis that I do, is that I play the movie of the good night's sleep, but it doesn't just start in the bedroom, so it starts in the evening. So, your time of your meal, you know, 4 hours before you go to bed, and then the activities you're doing. So, doing something differently, so maybe doing a hobby rather than screen time. And remember, as a child, you would have had a routine in the evening, a bedtime routine. And as adults, we don't do the routine anymore. I'm an adult, I go when I want, do what I want, when I want. So nobody's telling me. And the thing is, it worked for a child. You know, that routine of having a dinner, but maybe a little bit of a playtime, or reading a book, then a bath, you know, and then maybe another book in the bedroom, nice soft music, lights were always soft, and everything was just, you know, really quiet, and then they just went to sleep. The child went to sleep and stayed asleep. Well, most children, all night, you know, and they had a good night's sleep, and they didn't wake up to go to the toilet, you know, and we all have experienced a good night's sleep in the past, where we didn't wake up in the night, and that's what, and that's it, and that's what I tap into with hypnosis, is to get you to recall that feeling, so whether it's the child one, or whether it's one you can recall as an adult, and you have that feeling of a good night's sleep, and then you can recall like a happy time, so that if you have thoughts that don't serve you, and you've got your head on your pillow, you just think happy place, bring back your state, change your state. Might be that you smile, because as soon as you smile, you're telling your brain that you're happy. Your brain doesn't really know that you're not happy, and there's lots of science on this with the research. If you looked up on PubMed or Google Scholar, you could find all the research on this, but if somebody's depressed, they've made them smile. They've practiced like 20 seconds smiling, different points of the day, and it's lifted them, because the brain doesn't realise, so it's triggering that dopamine and serotonin, all of these good feel factors that can help. And so in the hypnosis that I have, it's about 20 minutes on my website. So if you did want to join up, then the email I'll send out, so if you put your name down, I'll put the details there and you can just fill it in and do it. And then it's just practicing those thoughts. So, but it's having that routine in place, knowing what you put into your body, and then controlling your thoughts. It might be writing in your journal before you get to the bedroom. So if you've got anything that are worrying, like your to-do list for the next day, you can't do anything about it. But just write it down. And imagine like the Harry Potter taking it out of your mind onto the paper. You know, so you're taking it away. Whatever works for you will resonate. Anybody else got anything they would like me to flow?
Healthy eating habits. So like weight management, I suppose.
Yeah, well, with weight management, it can be what are the triggers for the food that you're having, and again, looking at your routine. So if you're, and again, I'm not saying that you are, but if people are eating in front of the television, you're not really focused on what the food is in front of you. So that means that all of a sudden you're not resonating when you're full, and you might not even be tasting the food. So it's really enjoying what you eat. So change that where you're eating. So make sure you're eating at a table and make it more of an experience so that you're really enjoying it. And look at what's on your plate. So it might be that you have a big plate because plates have got bigger, you know. And if somebody else is doing your portions, it might be fine for them, those portions, but not fine for you. I find it whenever we go to a restaurant, everybody gets the same size food, but I only want half the tots on that plate, you know, and then you're thinking, well, I don't want to waste food, because when I was brought up, you know, it was like Africa's starving, how dare you not eat your food, so you're made to feel guilty for losing your food, and all of these things, and you can't send that food to Africa, it'll go off. So, but in your mind, you know, all of these beliefs and values you picked up from your parents in school and that you carry with them. So it's about what resonates with you. What is it that you're holding on to? So thinking about those things. So with the portion sizes, it should be like the size of your hand, and you can always go back for more if you're still hungry. But you'll recognise when you're full. So it's really taking your time with each mouthful, so you'll enjoy the food and feel yourself filling up. And so maybe starting with smaller plates, things like that. But again, you might want to work with a nutritionist on what kind of food you need. So I'm working with somebody who's got diabetes too, and I've been doing lots when she wants to lose weight because she's obese. So there's loads of things in that. And one thing is when she's in the office, it's really hard for her to ignore the vending machine, which is right next door to the lovely coffee. So it's like, well, you know, and the thing is, so I've asked her all of the things what she's doing, and one of the things she was doing was she was listening to her phone, so, you know, so she always had a phone with her so that she could pay the vending machine. So it's like, well, when you get up from the desk, leave your phone at the desk, then you haven't got any money to pay for the vending machine. And then picturing everything in the vending machine like it's poo. You know, everything is really horrible. Why would you go to eat poo? You know, and all of that stuff, because none of it's healthy. So it's changing what you think about the food that's there. I mean, and you know, which you would do in the hypnosis part. So it's like all the things that are sugary that we love, you know, that aren't good for us. Imagine that they're all cancer and diseases and all of these things. You know, then you're not likely to really want them. So it's relabeling our mind with what, instead of, oh yeah, they're really good, you know, well, they make me feel good, and it's like, well, they don't, you're going to deplete your life, your battery life. So there's a lot of pictures like that to help turn you off from it. And obviously everything's in moderation, isn't it? And it's just knowing what the triggers are. So is it boredom while you're eating? So if it is, it could be bringing those hobbies back into play. What is it that you enjoy doing? Being more active. So hopefully that's given you lots of thank you. So I think we might be ready for some hypnosis now. So I'm going to do, I'm going to join two hypnosis together. So this would be, one's a mobile phone. So it's a mobile phone with all of the personality traits that you have on the screen. So they're apps. So they're just going to be personality traits of you. And these are all wonderful. So I use words like kindness, happy, calm, you know, and then you'll come across one you want to change. And then we're going to go up to the apps, delete it, and then go up to the App Store and download the one you want to. And obviously, the phone is a representation of your mind. And then we're going to go on to control room. So our mind is our control room. So it's got buttons and dials and sliders in it. So you can turn down pain. You never want to turn pain off, you just want to turn it down. And turn down anxiety, turn up calm. And you can, there is no limit. The only limit is what we put on it. So I'll do two. I do a relaxer, so I walk you through all the muscles in your body. I don't label them, but I just the body parts. And then I get you to connect with your lungs and your heart and your stomach, because it can help send deeper. A lot of us don't connect to our body, so that can be nice. And then when we get to the toes, then I'll start the suggestions for hypnosis. So hopefully you'll be comfortable with all of that. Just a sip of water. And you want to sit symmetrical, so you're more comfortable.
Can I sit on the floor?
If you want to, you're more welcome to sit wherever. It's just as long as you'll be comfortable. You want to put your back against the wall. Thank you for hearing. Why not halfway through? Okay, so with your feet firmly flat on the floor, and your hands just resting on your lap, just not touching, just so you can. And then with your crown parallel to the ceiling, just find a spot. It might be like up here or something with your eyes. The idea with your eyes is that they're slightly uncomfortable, as if you're going to roll them back into your head. And you're just allowing your eyelids to flutter. That's it. And this is adopting the hypnotic mindset. And just pop your eyelids closed. That's it, that's wonderful. Now in your mind, you have a mind's eye. And this also has an eyelid that's getting really tired. Just imagine it's got little pulley weights on it. And just pop your mind's eyelid closed. That's it. And take a deep breath in. Wonderful. And out. And on the next breath, breathe in your favourite colour. And this colour is beautiful, calm, and healing. Each breath, you breathe into your body this beautiful, calm, healing colour. Just allowing all the muscles around your eyes to relax. All the muscles around your nose to relax. Just allowing any worries, any tensions to float away. Just allowing everything to relax. Each breath you breathe into your body, this beautiful, calm, relaxing colour. Allowing all the muscles around your mouth and your chin to relax. Going deeper and deeper into hypnosis. Each breath you breathe into your body, this beautiful, calm, relaxing colour. Just allowing all the muscles in your neck to relax. Allowing your shoulders to fall. And any worries, any tensions to float away. This beautiful, calm, relaxing colour. Relaxing all the muscles down your arms. Just allowing everything to relax. Past your elbows and your wrists, to the ends of your fingertips. Going deeper and deeper into hypnosis. And moving over to your chest. Just notice the rise and fall of your lungs with each breath you breathe. And just connect with your lungs. And thank them for the amazing job they do for you. Keeping you fit, healthy and well. Now moving over to your heart. Just connect with your heart. And notice your heartbeat. And thank it for a wonderful job it does for you, pumping all the notice how your stomach feels and connect with it. And thank it for the amazing job it does for you, digesting all your foods, keeping you fit, healthy and well. Each breath you breathe into your body is beautiful, calm, relaxing calm, allowing all the muscles in your hips to relax, all the way down your legs, everything to relax, going deeper and deeper into your insides, allowing all the muscles around your knees, your calves, all the way down to your ankles, everything to relax, going 10 times deeper, all the way across your feet to the tips of your toes, really deepen, going deeper and deeper. And just follow my voice for the suggestions I give, and just imagine you have a phone in your hand, and you're flicking through all of the apps, and as you're flicking through them all, you notice they're all wonderful personality traits of you, like kindness, loving, friendly, good decision maker, always in control, calm, relaxed, good sleeper, good driver, all of these wonderful personality traits that you have. And as you're flicking through them, you feel really contented and happy to see all these wonderful personality traits that you have. And as you're flicking through, you come across one that you'd like to change. So with your finger, you hold down that app, that personality trait that you'd like to change. And you watch it disappear from the screen. And then you go up to the App Store for personality traits. And you search for the one, the change that you desire. And you select it. And you install that into your brain, into your phone, into your personality. And you watch the little round timer go round, installing this change that you desire into your phone, into your personality, change that you desire. And now it's installed in you. And you smile contently to yourself. And you look down at the screen and you see that change you desire, that personality trait there. And you'll feel really contented and happy, flicking through all of the personality traits, knowing how calm and relaxed you are, and always in control. Now you put down your phone, you imagine you're travelling up inside your body, up to your mind, all the way up to the top of your head in your mind. You're controlling. And you might see it as a dashboard with lots of buttons and dials and sliders. Or it might look like a TARDIS or a cockpit of a plane. Whatever works for you. There's all these buttons and dials. And you're having a good look around. You're all controlling your mind. you're wandering around, notice what you see. There's little labels written on each one of these buttons and dials and sliders. There might be one for pain, and you might want to turn that one down. There might be one for stress, you might want to turn that one down. And for anxiety, turn that one down. Procrastination, you might want to turn that one down. You might come across one for sleep, and then as you look at it, it's like the hours of the clock. You might want to set it for how many hours of continuous sleep you'd like to have. There might be another one for calm. You might want to turn that one off. One for happy, turn that one off. Metabolism, you might want to turn that one off. One for satisfaction, I want to turn that one off. Good decision maker, always making good decisions. Trust, whatever it is that you'd like to work on. Just have a good look around and have a play with your dials and your buttons. I'll just give you a moment for you to walk around your mind. Change your buttons to the sliders. Set your control. As you're setting all of your dials and your buttons and your control room, remember which ones you set. There might be one for confidence if you want to turn up. There might be one for knowing when you're full that you can set. The options are endless. It can be whatever you want them to be. Just imagine you've got an instamatic camera in your mind, and you're taking pictures and recording all of the settings that you set. Knowing you can always come back to your control room whenever you need to. And you are always in control of you. Now just take all your pictures in your mind, all the settings that you've chosen. It's a wonderful thing you're doing today, investing time in yourself. The more time you invest in yourself, the more confident you are. The more confident you are leads to being more competent in everything you do. And being more competent in everything you do leads to being more physically relaxed in everything you do. Being more physically relaxed in everything you do leads to being more mentally relaxed in everything you do. Being more mentally relaxed in everything you do leads to having a better night's sleep tonight and every night going forward. As somebody who's always in control of their life, confident, relaxed, calm, and happy. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. On 1, you'll start feeling your toes tingling. On 2, you start feeling your fingertips tingling. On 3, be more aware of the room around you. On 4, be more aware of the sounds around you. You'll always be able to revisit this hypnotic mindset whenever you need, as you are always in control. Somebody who's confident, happy, calm and relaxed. Going forward into your life. On 5, be able to open your eyes when you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Open your eyes when you're ready. How did you find that? When we asked, it looked like everything was safe before that. So I know it's a bit daunting when you're in a grief situation. You know everybody that's there and you've got your eyes closed. Welcome. Hopefully. That's good. Let's go. Could everybody picture their control room? It's amazing what the mind can do, isn't it? Sometimes you think, where did that come from? Yeah. That's good. Okay. The other things I haven't covered, there's so much to cover, but it's like what we're saying, our reframing, our language. So it's about thinking about the I am, putting everything into the present tense. So if we're saying, I can't do something, we're actually sort of reinforcing that's going on. So practice saying what you want to change as if you are already in it. So that's like, I am confident, I am in control, I'm a great sleeper, I sleep continuously. Because even though you might not think, well, I'm lying to myself, but it's not, because you're trying to bring where you want to be into the present day. And the more we have that language, the more benefit we will get from it. So we'll see more outcomes, whereas if we're holding ourselves back with the can't, so I never do that, nothing ever good happens for me. It's just sort of holding yourself in that limiting beliefs. So
Why are we so programmed to think that? Because we're all doing it, aren't we? We're all going, oh, I can't do that.
We are, definitely. Well, the mind is like a monkey mind, for a start. So if you start having thoughts that don't serve you, they can be contagious. But the good news is thoughts that do serve us, the positive ones, are also contagious. So by breaking that pattern and that state, so by smiling and putting the fingers, or just saying a bizarre word to yourself like pencil, whatever works, just stop those negative thoughts. Then you can bring back to the positive thoughts and like your happy place, and then they become more contagious, so then they're working for you. So it's notice to catch the negative ones as soon as they start, bring yourself back into a neutral state, and then start perpetuating the happy ones. And that can really help to schools, parents, and things like that.
How can you control your environment? So your work colleague, your boss, a negative family member, negative
Your
friend.
boundaries. So you put your boundaries in place, and there's things like if you can move desks, or if it's a certain colleague that's in the office, then you might want to change your office days if possible. Maybe look for another job, because it might be that the whole thing's not working for you, and you want to recreate that. But the other things when you've got stressful, so if you use your Outlook, you can put rules on it. So you could have a folder, so if somebody's difficult, every time they come into your inbox, you think, oh God, they're difficult. You straight away, you're causing dis-ease inside you, which can manifest into
Something that you
dis-ease.
can't control, so.
But you can control your feelings. Nobody's come into your body and gone, you feel like that. That it's you, your
We
fault.
can't control that other person's behaviour.
No, you can't, but you can control how you react to it.
Yeah.
So if they're going to email you, you can put a rule on to go to a folder called easing. So you're relabeling it to something easy. And you're in control when you read that. You just make sure you do read it and reply on your own terms, you know, because you've sent that rule in. And that's something that can help when you've got somebody who may smoke bullying, or they're just in a very stressful place, and stress can be contagious. So it's just putting your boundaries there. Yeah, and thinking about how you can limit that. And when they start, if somebody's, you know, everybody gets to a moan at some stage, and if you listen to it, you can find that your energy is going there as well. So you might want to think, as soon as they start moaning, just say, really, I've got to go to the bathroom, or something to just get yourself away from that moan. And notice where the moans are. It could be that they're always in the kitchen, so just change your time when you go. And I know you think, well, why am I doing that? But if it's for your house, then that's what you want to do, is put those boundaries in place for how you want to interact and your feelings. The other things are, like I do a lot of running. And so if you're running, you know, especially if you're going uphill, oh, I'm really tired, but my energy's been sent down. And then if I'm also saying I've got no breath, I'm like running out of breath. They're all common things that you'd say in exercise. It's like I've got all the air around me, so I've got all the breath in the world. So it's just about rephrasing and just catching yourself. And after a bit of practice, you will get into that flow. Like I've got my fast shoes on, I've got my fast trousers on. You know, all of these, all of these things. I've got my fast legs on. As if you've put on a different pair of legs. But it's all these things that are going to work for you.
So like respond rather than react.
Absolutely, because we're in control of how we, are feeling. So it's the labels we've given. So if you're thinking about anxiety and things like that, it can sit in your tummy, and it could be sweaty palms, could feel like butterflies. We all feel things differently, but they're kind of common descriptions I've heard. And now think of something exciting, that you're going on holiday, or you've been given a gift, or you won some money, something exciting's happened. How does that feel? Like butterflies in your tummy, could have sweaty palms. Exactly the same as anxiety, but the label we've given is different, so the thoughts we've had. So it's by learning and recognising how we feel and what label we've given it and relabeling it can benefit us. And mind, I use, like calm. If you're finding you're not in a calm space, imagine like you've got calm and neon lights in your head, and maybe in your favourite colour, and the same with energy, it can work, and things like that. Sleep, sleep. And just imagine that beautiful sleeping. All these things can help. So thanks very much.
I just think
before. I've never felt that hypnotised. Were you going? I just wondered if my head was dropping. That's what I thought. Did you?
With hypnosis. Thank you so much.
And I've been to every Devon Brown show and he's never put me in a state like that.
You look at those guests, you know. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you want to just get that image in your mind, so you're comfortable, and just pretend that everybody's really nice and around. You know, so sending that intention out there. And this is something I usually do in the talk. It's like, imagine if you're walking down the road, okay, and somebody, you know, the things that people say in the car, you know, to another driver. You know, you're woolly, getting late. You know, you wouldn't do that walking down the road. No. Just because you're in a box, you think it's okay to do it. Yeah. So imagine funny scenarios like that.
I'm one of those people as well.
So that
I hate to say, but
and
I
then
do
you want to
it.
laugh at yourself. And
Yes.
like, imagine if, would I do this walking down the road? No, I'd be locked up. So why do I do it and I can't? Because it's not healthy for me. You'll be, you know, you're wasting your energy, you're sending out negativity. And of course then another driver might, but honestly, you know, if you're in traffic, your auras will still be, that's, you know, it's that feeling of like, I equate it to like going to the supermarket, going fine, you come out like that, you know, and it's like shaking off all of the energy that you picked up that doesn't serve you, when people have got ratty and that, you're thinking, God, I wasn't like that when I walked in. And it can be the same when you're driving, because you're attracting, not meaning to, but you just sat there and all of a sudden you picked up different vibes. So yeah, it's imagining the best scenario ever, because you know, it's our minds.
Absolutely.
We don't want to imagine the worst. Why are we doing that to ourselves? You wouldn't have them round for dinner, would you? So why do you entertain them?